Welcome back to PlayStation Corner, and today we're taking a look at Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales on the PlayStation 5. Is this as good as the original, which absolutely blew me away personally, or is it simply more of the same? And well, let's face it, that probably wouldn't be a bad thing either. Well, hit subscribe, join the PlayStation arm of the family, and let's get started. So story, and first off, right off the bat, Miles is a fantastic character. He's well-rounded, and like most superheroes, he displays a balance of both personal matters, challenges, and then of course more, let's say, superhero focused ones too. The first game, it did a great balance of this, and it's very much the same here. Starting out though, this is early days for Miles. We are accompanying and assisting Peter, and it very much reinforces we are still in training. Now shortly into the game, let's say you are promoted full-time Spidey, I guess, and Peter heads on, no doubt, a well-deserved holiday and leaves precious New York in your rocky hands. Of course, now like any good superhero tale though, what starts simple enough, a few petty crimes here and there, quickly escalates, and before you know it, you'll be battling an organisation by the name of the Underground, helping your mother in her quest to become a political figure, all while then doing of course your best just to get some sort of personal life. I'll leave it there, no spoilers, but you are in for a hell of a ride. Miles is a character that makes it very easy for you to root for them thanks to some great writing, and that in fact honestly goes for every single character in the cast here. The only other thing I want to mention on story, like the first, New York is very much a character as it should be, and this Christmas setting, incredible. It gives the same map from the first game new life. It gives us a great excuse to see friends, family, and just gatherings through Miles' eyes, and yeah, absolutely something refreshing about the setting that I really did appreciate. So gameplay, and let's get the big thing out the way first. The web-slinging, as amazing as ever. Traversing this city, it was always a pleasure, and it's no different here, nor has it remotely lost its magic. Very few games provide the freedom on show here, and so often I just find myself miles away from where I needed to be, purely because it's very easy here to get distracted by just how good it all feels. It's that weird thing that's both extremely exciting, but also sort of calming at the same time. This swinging then of course is all backed up with combat, and 90% of what we get here, it carries over from the first game, but then I will say they've used that remaining 10% to fine tune and then introduce a couple of new welcome mechanics. So first, expect that core skill set to return, so a web strike, jump, punch, kick, all while demonstrating of course your acrobatic ability. With progression though comes new moves, whether that's down to the story, the suit you are using, or the skill tree that you can upgrade. The main one, Miles' ability to now leverage electricity into his attacks. Hold L1, choose the face button, and expect to see everything here from a simple punch to a full-on ground pound. What I like about these more story-based moves that you do inherit, though absolutely necessary to push things forward, you will have a lot of difficulty trying to progress the game without them, which leads to a whole lot of experimentation naturally on how you can leverage them. Alongside this then, you will find some minor moments of stealth too. In the next release, I'd really love to see them dive into this even further. It's really good stuff. It just feels at the moment a little underutilized, if anything, just because many of the missions I could stealth approach them, but they don't really suit that gameplay style. Talking about story missions then, of course, that's not the only content here. Expect everything from active crimes taking place as you're exploring, you'll just kind of stumble on these, to collectibles, to training missions, to an app your best friend Gabe designs, where the locals can basically jump in, let you know of a crisis, and then jump out. It's ridiculous, but in the best possible way, and it leads to there being a ton of additional content outside of the main story, which you can actually wrap in around 7 hours. Just because you can wrap the game in 7 hours though, doesn't mean you will want to, and there's some great mini story arcs and characters to meet that you should absolutely go looking for. Also, if you want to unlock your full potential, your full skill tree, your full suits, all that good stuff, you're gonna need to face these things. The only single complaint I really have though, like, camera can be a little wonky at times, but but I don't really know any way they could get around it. With Miles' acrobatic skills combined with, a ton of enemies on screen and some small locations, it can get, a little lost, stuck in the environment or so on. It's a minor issue, but you will for sure face it during your run. Look, overall gameplay really impressed. I still have a ton left to do and no doubt more of this city to explore. The freedom though, combined with all the skills and suits that I have left on the table, just absolutely calling me back, and that's a sign of this one's quality. It may not be a true sequel to the first entry, but I would have had no complaints paying full price for this one. Graphically stunning. Simply put, this is an incredible looking experience, one hell of a way to test out the power of the PS5. Sure, it's on the PS4 too, but you can see where that extra output on the PS5 is going, from character models to cutscenes to the world to lighting. Especially though the 4K and 60 FPS, it creates the smoothest of experiences with not even a single drop in performance. The snow-covered New York then, and the lighting again incredible, and that texture work really is impressive as you walk these city streets. There's some detail repetition in the less travelled locations for sure, and the streets still not the busiest with like cars and the like which you'd expect in New York, but you spend so much time in the air you'll rarely notice. My favourite bit though, and this is PS4 and PS5 as well, the animations. Miles as he swings and fights with his own unique style, showing the flair of a beginner at times, is just amazing to see. It all builds into the character's charm. My only minor complaint graphically, the underground. They get a little bit repetitive towards the end game, and I would have liked to have seen just a tiny bit more variety in their designs, and then also the weapons they leverage. Just know though, that is me being super picky right there, because it never did get old, taking them down. So audio, and while the music is solid and about as AAA as you would expect, I really want to focus on the voice acting. This is where the story comes to life, and like the first game, the delivery and the quality of it absolutely up there with some of the best in superhero video game history. There's cheesy lines, of course, don't get me wrong, but that's obviously intentional. It's just generally the delivery, they capture every bit of the emotional ride these characters are on. From on top of this then, the sound effects, the weight of punches, specials like electricity, and then just the city streets in general. And yeah, this is an accomplished sound design, and they've done the source material absolute justice. So overall, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales is a fantastic follow-up to a game that just blew me away on the PS4. While this could have been a simple, reskin, an easy payday no doubt for the team involved, I think they've gone ahead and done more. They've built upon the first game, keeping everything we loved, and then simply fine-tuning and adding where they can. They always had a great formula, so I think this was a very wise move. The combat is tight while feeling now more fine-tuned with more features. The city is the same, but the snow, the Christmas season, it just gives it more heart than ever. And the cast behind the voice acting absolutely elevate this one into being not only a story worth telling as a standalone entry, but I'd actually go as far as to say I enjoyed this entry's story even more. Today I'm going to be giving Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales a well-deserved amazing 9 out of 10. This is a hell of a way to kick off your journey into your PS5. With that though, look, thanks for watching. Is this one you added to your collection already, or will you be adding it in the near future? Let me know in the comments down below. Then hit subscribe, join the PlayStation arm of the family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.